Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm showing my progression of building on mouse and keyboard throughout 1 week. I actually switched to PC a little over a week ago, and I've been playing on mouse and keyboard for 8 days now. I'm going to be showing you guys my progression through the first 7 days as far as my building, editing, and aim, and everything like that goes. To give you a little bit of background, I've been playing Fortnite on controller since October of 2017. I've been playing this game for a long time on controller, and I've been playing video games on controller since like way before that. I've been playing on controller since I was like 5 years old. And I decided to make the jump because honestly, it just felt like a change of pace, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun to learn something new. But if you do go on to enjoy this video, make sure you smack that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So for the first day, I mostly played team deathmatch modes without building just to get used to the core game mechanics and movement. However, I did build for maybe an hour or so because I wanted to do my daily YouTube short and TikTok showcasing my progress in Fortnite on mouse and keyboard. My biggest problems at this point were that my sensitivity was way too high and my keybinds weren't comfortable as I was using the default binds. I honestly didn't do any research on what settings to do, and I thought 50% sensitivity would be average because it's in the middle, and that is not average at all. Most people use way lower sensitivity than that, and I really wondered why I had no accuracy when placing builds and trying to aim, and this was why. It really made me struggle my first day, and honestly, I didn't play for too long, so I don't really have much more of an update other than that. I honestly just wasn't very good yet, and I had a lot of trouble. On day 2, I made a lot of improvement compared to day 1. I was still using default binds at this point and still had really high sensitivity, but I changed my edit to the E key and my pickups to the F key. Not using any mouse buttons made it really challenging to be able to place 3 builds at once, so I was only 90ing with just ramps and walls, and I could barely do that. I was struggling really bad because not only was I struggling to hit the keys, but I was also struggling to place the builds where they were supposed to go because, like I said, my sensitivity was still really high at this point. And honestly, in day 2, I struggled. I got really frustrated, and I didn't know if I'd be able to keep playing on mouse and keyboard. I thought maybe it just wasn't for me. And yeah, I was honestly ready to give up, but in day 3, I decided to keep going. So by day 3, I was actually getting pretty good at editing. In my experience, I found that editing is way easier to do on mouse and feels smoother and more consistent with more accuracy. However, my building on mouse and keyboard was much worse than I was on controller. I finally picked up some new keybinds that made it to where I could ramp floor wall pretty decently. It took me a lot of practice, but I was finally able to get used to placing floors. That was my biggest difficulty from day 2, and I was able to fix it in day 3. The new keybinds were way better than what I used on the first 2 days as I was taking advantage of the mouse buttons. However, these weren't exactly the binds that I stuck with by the end of the week. Using mouse buttons gives you such an advantage. I didn't realize that that's something that all PC players use until I actually tried it myself. You absolutely have to use your mouse buttons if you want to build very good. I'm sure there's some exceptions and there's some people that can do it, but I think for the most part, most people are going to want to use their mouse buttons. In conclusion, for day 3, I still wasn't great, and I definitely wasn't game ready because of my movement, building, and gunplay. However, I was making significant improvement on editing and slight improvement on building. In day 4, this was the first day I saw some huge progression with my building. I made the switch of placing floors to the letter C where I previously used Q, and I found it much easier to place my builds. I honestly just found it a lot easier to reach my index finger to the C button rather than my ring finger to the Q button. Even though Q is much closer, I feel like it's just more accuracy with my index finger. I'm not sure why it is. I never understood what people meant when they said that everybody uses binds, but now I do after learning that because the Q button you would think would be way easier, but for me it just wasn't. I also lowered my sensitivity to 8%, which made me place my builds and edits way more accurately, and it was a lot easier for me once I did this. This was definitely a great day of practice, and this was the point where I really started to have some fun. I learned how to double floor ramp wall and triple edit. In day 5, there really wasn't a huge update. I did learn how to 90 while placing floors more consistently in the 90s, and I spent most of the day doing edit and aim practice courses. I'll put the course codes on screen now and in the comments. Honestly, the edit and aim courses were really great practice for me, and I think they really helped my aim and boosted my confidence in my skill. In day 6, I did mostly the same thing as I did on day 5 and saw some serious improvement in my aim and my shots after edits. I spent a little bit of time in free build and was able to slightly improve my building. I also ran some actual games and didn't do terrible. My takeaway from day 6 is that you can find tons of different creative maps that'll help you build and edit and practice your aim. Like, there's literally a creative map for everything. All you have to do is just type in on YouTube, creative map edit course, creative map aim practice, and you're going to find all types of different courses that are going to make you way better at the game and learn things that you didn't know before. In day 7, I decided to try a different map that was supposed to give me more realistic editing situations, and this map was a nice change of pace and gave me even more practice with my editing, building, and aim. My building and editing from day 7 compared to day 1 is like a night and day difference. I'm still not as good as I was before on controller, which is as expected because I've been playing controller video games my whole life. However, I do see potential for me to get better on keyboard and mouse than I ever was on controller if I just continue to practice. Switching to keyboard and mouse honestly makes me feel like I'm learning to play the game for the first time again, and it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend switching to anyone watching this video just for the change of pace and something fresh. It just makes the game feel new and completely different. I'm probably going to make an update video for this once I've been on keyboard and mouse for a month, but if you did go on to enjoy this video, drop a like and comment down below and tell me what you guys play on. Do you play on controller or keyboard and mouse? They're both great. I'm not going to say which one's better. I mean, I played on controller for a really long time and I really enjoyed controller gameplay, but I also enjoy the keyboard and mouse just for the change of pace. But yeah, just comment down below and tell me what you guys play on. I'm out, dudes. Peace.